Hello friends, welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. I am your host Tom Downey, and it's time now to take a look at some potential cap cuts for the Dallas Cowboys this offseason. Now, unlike in recent years, the Cowboys aren't in that bad of caps in a cap situation relative to their cap hit. Should have around $52 million or so, give or take, with the actual number comes in on other moves they make between now and then, and they can easily free up $15 million or so with other moves. Now, they do have to focus on extending their own guys, so it's not going to be a free-for-all, go sign 5 big-name free agents in the open market and actual NFL free agency. But unlike most years, they are desperately trying to find ways to clear up cap space. Now, there are some guys that I think do make some sense who could be cap cuts. 7 in total. We'll work our way down from the guy I consider least likely to some of the most likely options. And because I've seen it so often in the comment section, we'll lead off with Jeff Heath. Some of you think he's the GOAT. Some of you think he's the worst of all time. In reality, he's just somewhere in the middle, a cheap, startable safety. Has a $2.45 million cap hit in 2019, $2 million of which can be saved if the Cowboys cut him. Now, the reality is for Jeff Heath, he's not even going to be a top 50 cap hit amongst safeties this season once free agency opens and closes. So I am willing to keep him as a cheap, startable guy who's probably best as a number 3, but worst case can be your low-end number 2 safety. And from the Cowboys' perspective, I mean, where's your safety depth to begin with? You get rid of Jeff Heath, you got to go find at least 2 new safeties. So I'm not a huge fan necessarily of cutting players to free cap space if it also opens up another need. That also applies here for our next player, Joe Thomas, the Cowboys linebacker who didn't make a big impact this year, has a $2.24 million cap, and I did round up there, by the way. You can save about $1.94 million. Now, with Damian Wilson and Justin March Lillard set to be free agents, depth's already kind of thin at linebacker, plus we'll talk about Sean Lee, as you guys know. Joe Thomas doesn't play a ton, but he's a quality backup and brings you special teams ability. So from that perspective, I don't think you need to cut him at a pretty minimal saving amount. Even if you save that $2 million, you're probably going to go throw it right back at another veteran linebacker in free agency, so why not keep the guy that you know? Depth is going to be a need at linebacker, given Damian Wilson and Justin Martell's free agency, and of course, talk about Sean Lee. So again, I don't think you need to cut somebody to only open up more needs for the Cowboys this offseason. Today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. They are the internet's #1 sportsbook. Head over to chatsports.com/bet, takes you right to the sign-up page, and use promo code Cowboys120 when you sign up and deposit. So you put down $50, and BetDSI is going to give you $60 extra for free. Put down $100, and they're going to give you $120. And oh, by the way, if you use Bitcoin when you sign up and deposit, that bonus becomes 150%. So let us help you. DM us on Twitter @ChatSports. We'll help walk you through the Bitcoin process if you do need some help there. It's worth it for the extra money. Heck, you're going to put down $100 already. Why not make it $150 instead of $120 and use Bitcoin instead? But again, chatsports.com/bet takes you right into the site, and use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. All sports are more fun when you bet on them, so go sign up and deposit with BetDSI. Another long shot, but at least has some possibility, I'd say, although I do think it's more like maybe 5 or 10% at best. La'el Collins has a $9.91 million cap hit this coming season in 2019, and the Cowboys save $8.5 million if they cut him. But if you cut La'el Collins, that makes right tackle a need. Are you going to be able to find a better right tackle than La'el Collins in free agency or in the draft? Probably not the draft, at least not immediately. Plus, if you're going to go for the free agency route, a Darrell Williams or Juwan James going to cost you more than $8.5 million. And the big thing for me, La'el Collins got better as the year went on, right around the time the Cowboys fired Paul Alexander. I think for the Cowboys, the one thing you need right now on your entire offensive line is some stability. And that will come with Travis Frederick coming back healthy, with La'el Collins and the entire O-line having the same O-line coach for the first time in quite a while, and for Collins to get stronger in the weight room. Now, I know many of you want to put Collins at left guard because of what he did in his first year, but the last time we saw La'el Collins play guard, he got benched and was also injured in favor of Ron Leary. So I think you keep La'el Collins at right tackle. I keep Connor Williams at left guard again. I value stability right now for this offensive line. Get them all playing together with the same unit, the same coaching. I think it'll pay off in the end. Some more Cowboys cap cuts. Another kind of more of the middle ground here for them. That's Tyrone Crawford, the defensive lineman. There's a lot of money to be saved here. A $10.1 million cap hit. Cap savings of only 5.9, but if you make him a post-June 1st cut, or just designate him as one, or do it after June 1st, you actually save $7 million. I used to be in favor of cutting Tyrone Crawford. I'm really not anymore. He does the dirty work, which I am aware of and have been aware of. He's reliable and is also a team leader. That matters for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, his numbers aren't great. 5.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. But with the uncertainty around your interior of your defensive line, with David Irving set to leave, with Randy Gregory always being one strike away from being off the field again, and Taco not faring all that well, I just keep Tyrone Crawford. I do think he's overpaid for his role, but he does his role really, really well, and the Cowboys already have enough question marks on the defensive line for next year and even looking beyond with Malik Collins and Antoine Woods eventually becoming free agents, that I don't think it makes sense for the Cowboys to cut Tyrone Crawford at this point. So let me know in the comments section. K for keep, C for cut. I'm open to the argument about cutting Crawford, but in the end, I lean more towards keeping him. If you have not already, what are you doing? Subscribe to us on YouTube. YouTube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report is the URL if you're watching here on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit that button. We've got news, rumors, NFL draft coverage, free agency coverage, and fan-led content like our mailbags, fan rumors, and our live Q&A. So go subscribe right now. Hit that button, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. Now on to our top 3, and I think there are 3 rather obvious cuts that I am going to do if I'm the Dallas Cowboys. And I feel bad saying this about Hurns because he did have that gruesome leg injury. But at a $6.25 million cap hit, $5 million of which can be saved, I don't see the argument for bringing back Hurns. You're going to pay your slot guy $5 million? Just did it to Cole Beasley, add a couple extra million and bring him back. He caught 20 passes for under 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had his chance to emerge when Amari Cooper was not on the roster. Now you have Cooper and Gallup. I'm not paying my number 4 receiver $5 million when I can save all of it. I'm not going to pay him $6.25 when I can save $5 million. So I feel bad about the injury. I hope he gets healthy. But from a business on the field perspective, Hurns is not worth his $6.25 million cap hit. I am typing in K or C for cutting him. I just don't think he needs to come back at that price tag. Another receiver I think will be gone, well, that's Terrence Williams. A $4.75 million cap hit in 2019. There's only $2.25 to be saved, but if you make him a post-June 1st, which is kind of a bookmaking move there by the NFL, because you spread out the dead money across 2 years instead of all in one, he saves $3.5 million if you cut him. I don't see any real reason to bring back Terrence Williams. I just don't think it makes sense for the Cowboys. It didn't work out. Came back on a team-friendly deal and then hasn't fared very well since then. Dealt with his foot injuries, off the field stuff. If I'm the Cowboys, I am saying goodbye to T. Will. In fact, I think it's such a surefire guarantee on our Cowboys depth chart for receiver. I'm not even going to list T. Will. I'm going to list Hurns instead. Tavon Austin, Lance Lenore, Cedric Wilson, Devin Smith, all guys under contract, all guys more likely to make the roster than Terrence Williams is. I just don't think it makes sense anymore. So which player do you want the Cowboys to cut, or most of the Cowboys to cut? I kind of gave away my answer just now. I think it's Terrence Williams. I also think, by the way, he is the most likely Cowboy to be cut this offseason. Guys, I'm wearing a Mizzen and main shirt. It's very comfortable on air, even if I sweat a little bit. No one can tell. And you can go get one for yourself at comfortable.af. They're made right here in America, and if they can make me look passable on air, surely they can make you look better. Mizzen and Main, go check them out, comfortable.af. One last potential Cowboys cap cut. It's the big one. We saved the best for last. That is Sean Lee. An over $10 million cap hit in 2019, and the Cowboys can save $7 million by cutting Sean Lee. He's dealt with injuries throughout his NFL career. He's now a backup. I love the player. I want him as a coach down the road. But when you can save $7 million by cutting Sean Lee, I just don't think there's any reason to bring him back at that price tag. He's a backup. You can't pay your number 4 or number 3 linebacker $10 million. That's not how things work in today's NFL. You have a chance to be really cheap overall at the linebacker spot. Do it. I love Sean Lee. I always will. But it's a no-brainer for me. I'm typing in C in the comment section. I'm cutting Sean Lee. I'm keeping my jersey, but I'm going to go ahead and cut Sean Lee instead. It just doesn't make sense from a monetary on-the-field perspective for the Cowboys to keep him at his current price tag. So let's recap those potential Cowboys cap cuts, with the number you see there being the max money the Cowboys can save with a release. Jeff Heath, Joe Thomas, La'el Collins, Tyrone Crawford, all guys I don't think you'll see get cut, especially those first four. There's some money to be saved, but it would open up a need. I think the Cowboys don't cut those guys, and they do have, again, $50+ million in cap space available this season. And then the three guys that I do think you see get cut: Allen Hurns, Terrence Williams, Sean Lee. Just like that, you free up $15 million. Perfect amount to extend Amari Cooper, or throw towards DeMarcus Lawrence, or go sign somebody else. You can cut three guys that are backups that didn't make a massive impact as hoped this year. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm saying thank you all very much. Sean Lee, you can come be a coach whenever you want, but we're going to go ahead and cut you guys. Those are the three to watch out for this offseason as potential Dallas Cowboys cap cuts. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.